Hey guys, it's me again. I'm doing a double track breakdown this time. Um, Two tracks, The Other Side of Life and The Portal and the Tree. Both of these tracks are the final two tracks from a more melodic EP that I published on Audio Tool exclusively, um, titled Otherworld. There's 6 tracks, I believe, at the moment. There will be more. I don't know if I'll be publishing this EP anywhere online, but I'll let you guys know if I do. So we're going to start with Other Side of Life. This track is 80 beats per minute, and I believe its scale is C sharp major. Let me just check real quick. No, it's C sharp minor. And so the whole idea of this track is based around this one piano melody, which is a piano synth preset that I grabbed. I put some detune on it. This isn't doing anything. It has a bit of reverb, and its low end is cut out a bit. And so this melody I played on a piano and then programmed it in later. Shortly afterwards, these lower notes come in. As well as these. This is where the synthesizer part really starts coming in, because it's playing these higher notes that the sound wasn't really made to support. There's also this default Heisenberg preset. It's just the very simple sine wave. It's playing the same melody. In the second half, pretty much every single sound gets another octave added onto it. So it goes from this to this. Yeah. And that's a pretty common theme throughout this track. So next is this shaker sample. This is has a bit of its high end taken out and has a bit of stereo detune. And yeah, that's about it. Its volume is reduced because I don't want it too present in the mix. And that plays throughout pretty much the entire track, though its volume does get adjusted a bit towards the end as part of its outro. Oh, also the BPM gets automated to be very slow towards the end. Next up, this isn't doing anything, but it acts as a bit of a carrier for this. So for those of you non-audio tool people, the Matrix is an arpeggiator machine. You plug this into any of the couple synthesizers that Audio Tool has to offer, and it'll arpeggiate them. And so this sound is a bit crushed sawtooth pluck. It's been panned to the back and has a bit of delay on it. Without both of these effects, the sound is pretty lame. But this makes it feel really spacey. And so this matrix is playing the lower notes of the piano. It's the same stuff. And that plays through the majority of the second half of the track. Next is the space synthesizer, which starts off playing a pretty high note, a little drone noise. And this is a preset that's named Dark Choir that I found. It's raw. I believe I adjusted its release and volume, but that's about it. Towards the second half of the track, it plays some chords. which is just the lower piano notes again, but shifted up by an octave twice. Next is this this sawtooth, I believe, sawtooth pluck. No, it's a sine wave pluck with a sawtooth added on, and this is very bassy sound. It's meant to give the whole second half a bit more weight. Its glide is turned up a bit so that it glides smoothly from one note to the next. Next is the space synth, which is playing this melody. It's the same piano melody from the beginning. This synthesizer sound is a preset. It's Project Epsilon's Nice Saws, which I've gone over in the past. Its volume is reduced a bit, though, so it's not too overbearing. Next up is the percussion, which is very simple this time. It's just some cinematic toms and stuff that I found, some samples that I've been using for years, and a downlifter. And it's panned slightly to the side, and most of its low end is removed. Lastly is this melody synthesizer, which is a sine wave pluck with a lot of attack pitch modulation on it, and it's got the delay again, some multi-band compression. Most of its low end is taken out, and some of the higher mids, and it's panned to the back, and its gain is reduced. This melody is different, by the way. It's a bit of a counter melody to the rest of the track. Yeah. And that's it in this track, really. And so, this is how the track sounds. Yeah. Next up is The Portal in the Tree, which is the closer for the Otherworld EP. This track is a bit bigger, and it starts off with the same melody synth that I was just playing. It's the same sound design and everything. Just has a different waveform now. So it plays, this song is 80 beats per minute, and I don't remember what scale it is. I believe it's something in minor. It's A minor. So it's in A minor, I believe. Let me check real quick. Nope, it's actually an A major. There we go. Now you know. And so the majority of the mood of this track is carried by this note pattern. Yeah. And then there's this actual melody that plays as well. It changes a bit in the second half, but it's nothing really noteworthy. Just like the last track, in this last part of the song, almost everything basically just gets an octave added onto it. Yeah. Next up, the melody also features this counter melody part, which is very high pitched. And it goes double time in the second half. And a lot of the sound is also being carried by this automation, which over a very, very gradual period of time makes the sound a bit more square-ish, because it's modulating the sine wave or parabola waveform by another waveform, a circle, which makes it sound a little bit different. The change can be most notably heard in the outro. Yeah, and so during this last part, it just slowly fades in. Next is this space sound, which is just playing this. And that's used as a transition sound and nothing more. And this is a preset called Embers. This is what it sounds like when normally. I liked the way it started, so I used it as a transition sound. It's made mono, and most of its low end is removed. Next is this other space preset, which is just playing a very low drone for the most of the track. And this is using the Astral preset. It has a bit of chorus on it, it's panned to the back, and a little bit of its low end is taken out. As the track progresses, it slowly gains more notes being played, until it just plays a chord. Lastly is this Heisenberg, which is a square wave with some of its high ends taken out, and it's also got a lot of glide on it to make it sound very smooth. It's panned to the back as well. It features this little counter melody that plays at the end of every 4 bars. And over time, its cutoff is also adjusted so that it plays its actual sound right at the end. Next up is the drums. This is essentially another one of my synth rock tracks, but it's much more EDM oriented. So the drums are the same rock drums that I've been using, but they all have a bunch of reverb placed on them, and its low end is taken out, and a bit of its high end is taken out, and its gain is automated. The kick and snare that I used are both panned to the left and right, respectively, and so during the first build-up, I guess, sounds like this. Just the snares and a crash cymbal. Then afterwards, it plays some more hats and rides, just panned around a little bit. Then it builds up again with a more consistent ride pattern. Then finally it opens up into an actual beat. And it plays at pretty much full volume as well. then it transitions to double time. Yeah. Next are the two guitars that I've been using. These ones are a bit different in the sense that they have a lot more weird effects placed on them to make them sound less like actual guitars and more electronic. Because I was actually trying to lean into that really electronic sound for once. And so these are also playing the exact same, so there's no real distinction between the left and right. And these are just playing the same notes that it was playing during the second half of the... It's playing these same notes, but for this part it's playing the second half. So when it finally opens up, it sounds like this. Finally, there's the bass guitar, which is the same stuff that I've shown you before. This time, its glide is turned up a lot, and it's distorted a little bit more than usual. At least more than usual for the time that this was published. But it's to give it a more weird sound. Anyway, that's it for this track as well. Here's what it sounds like. Anyway, that's it. I'll probably do a few more of these as well. I'll let you guys know if I ever publish this anywhere. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.